Hello students, welcome to Standard 12th Chemistry by Sujata Miss, Fatima Convent High School. Unit 9, Coordination Compounds. In this video, we'll be discussing coordination compounds. Coordination compounds are chemical compounds that consist of anions or neutral molecules that are bound to a central atom via coordinate covalent bonds. That is, if you see the example, K4FeCN6 is an example of a coordination compound. Here Fe is a central atom, that is the transition metal, and Cn is a negative or neutral molecule. Over here it is the anion, that is a negative molecule, which is known as a ligand, and it is bonded to the transition metal, that is Fe, by coordinate covalent bond, or you can also call this coordinate covalent bond as dative bond. So coordination compounds are also referred to as coordination complexes. Now these molecules or ions are bound to the central atom, that is the Fe over here. That is, the molecules which are bonded to Fe, that is the Cn molecules, are known as ligands. Now why do we study coordination compounds? Because they are of great importance and they have a wide range of applications. Let us see a few of them in the beginning of the chapter. That is, we can see over here, chlorophyll is a coordination compound which is a complex of magnesium. Then we have hemoglobin, which is a complex of iron, and vitamin B12 is a complex of cobalt. Then variety of metallurgical processes, industrial catalyst, as well as analytical reagents, they involve the use of coordination compounds. Coordination compounds also may find applications in electroplating, textile industry, then medicinal chemistry. So here we can see they play an important role in the area of analytical chemistry, metallurgy, biological systems, industries, and medicines. So we'll be discussing in detail the importance and applications of coordination compounds at the end of the chapter. Now let us discuss some terms related to coordination compounds. The first one is coordination entity. A coordination entity constitutes a central metal atom or ion bonded to a fixed number of ions or molecules. For example, COCl3 NH3 thrice is a coordination entity in which the cobalt ion is surrounded by 3 ammonia molecules and 3 chloride ions. Other examples are given to you. That is, this much of the coordination compound, that is the transition metal and the ligand which is given in the square bracket, is called as coordination entity. Now the second one, we have central atom or ion. In a coordination entity, the atom ion to which a fixed number of ions groups are bound in a definite geometrical arrangement around it is called central atom or ion. For example, the central atom ion in the coordination entities NiCl2H2O4 is Ni, that is the transition metal. In the next example, it is cobalt, which is again the metal, transition metal, and FeCN6 3 minus ion, we have Fe as a central atom. The central atom ions are also referred to as Lewis acids. Now you must be familiar that Lewis acids can accept electrons, and here this metal atoms or ions accept electrons from the negative molecules or neutral molecules and form a coordinate covalent bond. So they can also be referred to as Lewis acids. Next one, we have ligands. The ions or molecules bound to the central atom ion in the coordination entity are called ligands. So we already discussed the negative molecules or neutral molecules which are bonded to the central atom. Now you can further classify the ligands. Let us see the classification. When a ligand is bonded to the metal ion through a single donor atom such as Cl, H2O, NH3, the ligand is said to be unidentate. When the ligand is bond through two donor atoms, that is two electron pairs are donated for sharing. For example, in case of ethane 1,2-diamine, the ligand is said to be didentate. And when there are several donor atoms, the ligand is said to be polydentate. For example, EDTA, that is ethylene diamine tetraacetate ion, is an important hexadentate ligand. It can bind through 2 nitrogen as well as 4 oxygen atoms to the central metal ion. Let us see in more detail. So here we have monodentate ligands, that is the ligands which are bonded through only one electron pair to the metal ion. Further, didentate ligands in which the ligand can bind through two donor atoms. The examples are ethylene diamine, oxalate, etc. Then we have polydentate, which may include tridentate, tetradentate, hexadentate, that is all the higher level of dentate ligands above didentate. Some examples are given over here. Among them you can remember tridentate diethylene triamine, and for hexadentate an important example EDTA. Let us go for chelate. When a di or polydentate ligand uses its two or more donor atoms simultaneously to bind a single metal ion, it is said to be chelate ligand. The number of such ligating groups is called denticity of the ligand, and such complexes called chelate complexes tend to be more stable than the similar complexes containing unidentate ligands. Now let us see this in more detail. So here chelating ligands are ligands which are bonded with the same central metal atom or ion and form a ring type structure. Usually didentate or polydentate ligands fall into this category. Chelating ligands generally form a ring structure, note this, around the central metal atom or ion, and a common example of chelating ligands is EDTA. Then we have one more term, ambidentate ligands. Now here ligand which has two different donor atoms and either of the two ligates in the complex is called ambidentate ligand. Examples of such ligands are NO2- and SCN minus ions. Now here in case of NO2 minus ion, as you can see, it can coordinate either through nitrogen or through oxygen, okay, to the central metal atom or ion. So here it is known as ambidentate ligand. Similarly, if you talk about SCN minus ion, it can coordinate through sulfur or nitrogen atom. So it is a ambidentate ligand. Next term what we have is coordination number. The coordination number of a metal ion in a complex can be defined as the number of ligand donor atoms to which the metal is directly bonded. For example, in the complex ion PtCl6, the coordination number of Pt, that is platinum, is 6 because it is bonded to 6 chlorine ligands. And further, if you take the second example, NiNH3 4 2 plus ion, then here you can see the coordination number of Ni, that is the nickel, is 4. Let us see one more important example to be more clear. Here in FeC2O4 3 minus ion and COEN thrice 3 plus ion, you can see the coordination number of both Fe and CO are 6 because C2O4 2 minus as well as En, that is ethane 1 2 diamine, are didentate ligands. Next one is coordination sphere. The central atom ion and the ligands attached to it are enclosed in a square bracket and is collectively termed as coordination sphere. The ionizable groups are written outside the bracket and are called counter ions. For example, if you take this example, that is K4 FeCN6, here K plus is known as the counter ion, which is outside the square bracket, and FeCN6 4 minus is the coordination sphere. Next one is coordination polyhedron. Now here the spatial arrangement, or you can say the geometric pattern of the ligand atoms which are directly attached to the central atom, that is the geometric pattern or spatial arrangement of the ligands that are directly attached to the central atom, defines a coordination polyhedron about the central atom. That is, you can say the term coordination polyhedron typically refers to geometric pattern or spatial arrangement of ligands that are directly attached to the central atom or ion. Now, the most common coordination polyhedra are octahedral, that is the geometrical, or you can say geometric pattern, square planar, tetrahedral. Here, as you can see in the figure, the different geometric pattern or spatial arrangement of ligands around the central metal atom or ion. Oxidation number of central atom. The oxidation number of the central atom in a complex is defined as the charge it would carry if all the ligands are removed along with the electron pairs that are shared with the central atom. The oxidation number is represented by the Roman numeral in parenthesis following the name of the coordination entity. Now you are familiar how to find the oxidation number, and here the oxidation number, when you name the coordination compound, that is when you give nomenclature to the coordination complex which is given to you, at that time we name the metal ion, and after the metal ion we write down its oxidation number in parenthesis. So here we are given an example CuCN4 3 minus, where you can find that the oxidation number of Cu, that is copper, is +1, and it is written as Cu1. Now next one we have homoleptic and heteroleptic complexes. Complexes in which metal is bond to only one kind of donor groups. Example CONH3 6 3 plus are known as homoleptic. Complexes in which the metal is bond to more than one kind of donor atoms, for example CONH3 4 Cl2 plus, are known as heteroleptic. Now here in homoleptic you can see cobalt is bound to only NH3, whereas in the heteroleptic, that is in the second example, we can see CO is bound to NH3 as well as chlorine. So here there are more than one kind of donor atoms. So when you have more than one kind of donor atoms, it is known as heteroleptic. And when you have only one kind of donor atoms, we call it as homoleptic complexes. So let us once more have a revision of what we discussed today. Let us start with the example that we discussed in the beginning, K4FeCN6. Now here, as you know, Fe is a central atom, or you can say transition metal, central metal atom ion. Cn is a ligand, which can be a negative molecule over here or a neutral molecule. Now this, inside the square bracket FeCN6 we have, it is known as coordination sphere, and outside the coordination sphere you have K plus, which is a counter ion, and further Fe has the coordination number 6, and if we go to find the oxidation number, we can find the oxidation number. Here I can write this on dissociating as 4K plus and FeCN6 4 minus complex ion. Now here I can take the oxidation number of Fe as X, that is unknown, I'll find it out, plus 6 into oxidation number of Cn, which is -1, equal to -4. Now on calculating, I'll get X is equal to -4. Here I will get -6, which will go to the other side of equal to and become +6. So here I'll get X is equal to +2. So here +2 is the oxidation number of Fe. Thank you students, and meet you with the next video.